Aloha, everybody, and welcome to the demo. I am Doc Rock. I am Director of Strategic Partnerships here at Ecamm, and we got a lot of cool stuff to show you today. Mainly, the first thing we want to do is I hope you guys are ready for this challenge. It's going to be amazing, right? And I know a lot of you people have like trepidations and you're a little bit worried. Go ahead and throw that out the window because the challenge is going to be absolutely fun. There's technically no way you can screw it up other than not doing it. And I'm going to be there to motivate the whole way through. So don't worry. It's going to be a blast. You can get in no matter where you are in your content journey. If you're just starting out, cool. If you've been doing this for the last couple of months, cool. If you've been doing this for the last 30 years, cool. It really doesn't matter where you get in. This challenge is designed to help you shake the cobwebs or just get started, put away any fears or whatever. Trust me, you're going to absolutely love this. So, what do you need to know? Well, I'm going to show you, for those of you guys who are brand new to Ecamm, I'm going to show you about how to use Ecamm today. And tomorrow, we're going to have our team from Capshow. I believe Jenny and Deidre and Bono, one of those two, they're going to jump in and show you how to use Capshow. So we're going to give you all the tools that you need in order to win. Super cool. All right. Absolutely super cool. So first question, have you already signed up for Ecamm and Capshow? Whether you're fully using it or just started your trials, let me know in the chat. Throw a, let's see, what do we want to throw? Let's throw a thumbs up emoji if you have done both. You know what I mean? Done both. And this right here is why you only wait for 4 or 5 people to tell you something is wrong with your sound. 'Cause 9 times out of 10, it ain't you. So what we're going to do is we're going to give up some prizes throughout this challenge. Look at here. There's going to be lots and lots of prizes available to you. I love the Social Shift book by Katie Brinkley. I actually have one of those sitting on my desk over here. What I don't have is a book from Deirdre. Why is that? DT, where's my book? Anyway, we got some cool prizes for you, and you can get your first badge. The way you're going to win prizes is you're going to win prizes by collecting badges throughout the challenge. Okay? So, super simple. All you got to do is collect badges. Badges, yes, we need the stinking badges. And once you collect all your badges, you can win this. None of your business. But it's good. Trust me, it's good. So what you're going to do is make sure that you are properly signed up for Ecamm and Capshow trials. If you're already a user of both, let us know. If you use one or the other and you don't have your trials, let us know. Just everybody let us know that you're ready because, well, you're going to have a hard time doing the challenge without the proper tools, right? Right? You got to be in it to win it, as they say in these here streets. Now, Ecamm people, you know what to do. Let me pop you over here real quick. Go to capshow.com and make sure you're squared up. There's actually links in the chat. There's a Facebook group where we're keeping people properly supported. And then here's the old Ecamm page. And yeah, so somewhere between, look, I know that guy. Man, what the heck kind of beard is that, dude? Anyway, somewhere between Ecamm and Capshow, we can get you absolutely squared away. Make sure you jump into the Facebook group and introduce yourself. And before we dive into how to use Ecamm, these are some key things, okay? Absolutely key things. Imagine showing up to the tennis court and not talking to anybody. You will be hitting a ball against a fence, and that game gets old real quick, okay? So join the Facebook group and make sure you're communicating with people. Don't be afraid to ask any questions. If it's a stupid question, it's because you didn't ask it. No matter what it is, ask the questions. I know that all of my Ecamm fam that are in there, they're dying to help you because that's the way we do things in our community. So make sure you jump in and be like, hey guys, I'm brand new. What do I need to do? And people will help you out, right? So do not just sit back and read posts and don't say anything. That's not going to help you. Not today. You really, really have to get in, and you can't learn to swim standing on the side. So jump in. All right, now let's get into Ecamm. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to close a bunch of windows, and I'm going to start out with just the master window because I don't want you guys to freak out when you see all of my little controls. All right, so we're going to come here, and then we're going to get rid of this, and I'm going to go. All right, so this is basically Ecamm. Not really. This is the master window. This is the main window. This is what we call the program window. Whatever you see in this window is normally what the people at home would see. Now, right now, there's a little red line moving around mine. You might not see that, but what that red line tells me is that I am in what's known as live demo mode. Live demo mode allows me to let you see things like my interface, in which case, I'm wondering why Paul, who works with me every day, can't spell my name. Anyway, so this is where my comments come in. You see how easy Ecamm is? If you're doing a content situation where you're doing an interview or you're talking to a group of people, doing a Zoom meeting or whatever, and a comment comes up, you can just press a little button, and then bingo, your comment can come up on screen. So I put this up so I can pay attention to what you guys are doing. And now we're going to talk a little bit more about Ecamm. So basically, I want you to think of this. The way we break down Ecamm is we have profiles here in the profile window that we use to show off all the different type of things that one might do in Ecamm. So I have all these different shows that I do, right? As you can tell, I'm live a few thousand times a week. The profiles are like your houses. Imagine you're a person and you own multiple houses, right? So your profile is your house. And then we have a situation where we're going to talk about your scenes. So I'm going to go here real quick and I'm going to open up the scenes window. The scenes would be considered the rooms in your house. This is the main scene. This is the prize 1 scene. This is the prize 2 scene. And this is my screen share scene. See, these are my scenes. So this is basically how you do a show. All you really need is the theme of your show and a bunch of scenes, which I'm going to show you how to build. So don't panic. Don't panic. Okay. Then on top of your scenes, we have something we call the overlays window. Now your overlays would be considered the furniture for those individual rooms. So profiles are your houses. Scenes are the rooms in said houses: kitchen, bathroom, dining room, living room, study, conservatory, if you're that cool. And then the overlays would be the furniture, like the furniture that you would place into the scene. So in this particular case, the furniture I have is this camera, right? The other furniture that I would have is this lower third with my name on it. And then we also have the little backgrounds, right? So these are all individual portions. Actually, let me 86 my background. So then you would see, boom. So the background is like an area rug. And then this little thing right here would be like little draperies or something. And then a couple furnitures of the name, a couple furnitures of the camera. Super simple stuff, not too crazy. So if I were to go and I wanted to build a brand new room for this particular house, what I would do is simply press on the plus key down here, because these are my options. There's a new empty scene. This is a duplicate the current scene. Move over. There you go. Duplicate the current scene. Make a new group in order to put things in folders. See, I like folders, keep things nice and neat. And then this is an automatic group. We do have a way to make the scenes automatically advance as you're talking, so you don't have to click anything. And then you have the ability to export those scenes and the ability to throw them in the trash. Okay, so that's the scene windows in a nutshell. So we're going to click on a brand new plus sign to create a new scene. This gives you a completely blank scene, like there's nothing there. And then let's just call this demo build, D-M-O-B-Y-L-D, bingo. Always, always, always name your scenes. Trust you me, if you go too crazy and you start building a bunch of stuff and you don't write down what it is, you will absolutely forget. Okay, so just trust me, name your scenes. Now, what I want to show you real quick, I'm going to show you a cheat code. Here, I have my background. I'm going to link these two together. There's a slight blur, and then there is the image, right? I can click on this guy and hit Command-C to copy that. And then if I go to my blank one and hit Command-V, I can just paste it right in. See? And so if you didn't have this, say, pre-set up and you just didn't have it at all, you wanted to build it from scratch, basically, let me delete this, and I will show you that down here in the overlay section, aka our furniture store, we have the ability to put on an image, an animation, a screen share, a text, an empty text box, and then we have shapes, a countdown or clock type of situation, a web widget, which is something we do to kind of show websites or bring in additional elements, a camera, and then again, folders to keep things neat, and a trash can. Okay, so before we do that real quick, let me just show you. I'm going to drag this in. This is the image. I'll actually put it here first. This is the image that is our desktop decoration, right? It's just a plain old PNG. All I need to do is drag it in. So there it is. And then the second thing that we had, if we look at this other particular scene, is there was a shape layer, which is called the blur. And that's just to make it look a little bit cute. In this particular case, I don't even think we had it turned on, so we can ignore that, but I'll show you how to do it. If you want to just add it, you could take a blank rectangle like this, and then we're going to click on the pencil, and I'm going to zoom in over here. We're going to take this color, and normally if I do a blur, I like to set the color to like gray, but we can probably use this. Just take the opacity and bring it down a lot to like that. And then, yeah, you can kind of just blur it from there. There's a couple other different things that you can do with rotating in perspective, but we'll get into that in a little bit. But basically, all I'm doing by adjusting this opacity is taking some of that heat off of this particular image. So you can do something of that mode. And then you have all of these different blend modes over here that you can play with, so forth, so on, and etc. There's lots of cool things that you can do. And then I could turn on this color right here. I can crank the blur up just a wee bit if we wish to, right? So anyway, we're not going to worry about that for this particular case, but I just wanted to show you that that's a possibility. Now, real quick, let me just double check and see if we have any questions so far. Hi, Eden, the conservatory. Yo, Anna and Fulgens is here. Anna and Fulgens design this very beautiful overlays. So if you want to see some cool stuff, make sure you're paying attention to them in the group because they can tell you how to make it look cute. A bunch of newbies needing to decide on the platform. I love Zoom, but I'm here to learn for the sake of teaching my new members. Well, turns out, if you love Zoom, you're in the right spot because we have Zoom built into Ecamm. So without going too far sideways, the thing to know about the way Ecamm and Zoom work together is if Zoom were a nice Camry, we are the Lexus version of that Camry. Technically the same, way cooler. Like better seats, better look, better ride, the whole 9 yards. So if you were to take a standard issue Zoom meeting and you were to give it that deluxe treatment, like you took it to Pimp My Ride, that's what using the Ecamm for Zoom version of Zoom is, because you have way more control, you can do way more things, and you can make it way more cute. All right, I hope that made sense. It made sense in my head. My head is a strange place. Okay. If scenes are like room and house, my Ecamm profile is a mansion. Oh, you never lied, bro. You never lied. There's a lot. I got so many. Hey, Linda. Good to see you here. Okay. I'm just checking. How do you get the pin? I'm not sure which pin, but if you look at the side of any of the things. All right, I do speak English. Anything that's editable in Ecamm, if you rub right on the left edge, halfway down, you will see the impitsu, aka the pen. and that will allow you to make edits. All that is really about making the edits. No, don't worry. Pay attention, Danny. We got you. The pen menu to change the background image. Okay, so right here on the, just press it. I come in my own sound effects, by the way. This is what I do. Of course, I'm using the Mac to control zoom. That is built into Mac OS. That is Mac OS 101. Ask me in the Facebook group. I'll show you how to do it. I probably have 1,100 videos about how to do such a thing. All right, cool. Let's see. All right, we can get rid of this. I don't like things on my desktop. I am a weirdo. I don't keep any icons on my desktop. All right, so let's go back into here. So now we got this built. Now what we want to do is add ourselves a camera. So down here in the bottom at my furniture store, I'm going to hit on the camera, and then there is my camera. Look. Now, I can do all myriad sorts of things with this here camera. I can just shrink it and biggin it, shrink it and biggin it, right? I can use the scroll wheel to do shrinking and biggening like such, right? Undo that twice. I can click on that little pencil menu that we aforementioned pencil menu. I can click there. And in this list, I have options. I have wide. I have 4x3. Let me unembiggen this so you can see what the edits as they partake. I have a square. I have a circle. I have squircle, my favorite. And then, I have tall, like I want something to be analogous to an iPhone or something. And then I have custom. Custom is also really powerful because as you make adjustments, you can do all myriad sorts of things, right? So to me, camera overlays are the move. There is a situation where you can just press on camera up here and then turn off this background and you have just a full screen camera like such. And it says, remove the cleaning rag out the way. Oh, look, there's two of them. I dust my monitors daily. I can't stand dust on my monitors either. I'm psycho. Anyway, so this is just a standard camera, but not a lot of control. So I don't ever use this mode, like never. I always start with blank. Command-Shift-B is how you get the blank. If for some reason you're going to forget that, let's say we're back here at camera, up at the very tippy top under source, there is blank. I do command first because I'm an old school Mac user, like since 1984. These new people, they put the shift first. Makes no sense. Anyway, shift command B, and then there's command L for the camera, command S for screen share, so forth, so on, etc. But I always start with the blank mode instead of having this camera situation here. So that allows me to A, put on the background, B, add my own cute little camera, however I want it to be. Okay. So let's just say let's take a second, take a pause for the cause and check on the chat. And then while I'm checking on the chat, you notice these blue lines to help me keep things even. I'm a Virgo. They have to be perfect. All right. So before we go further along, boom, boom, boom. Which Ecamm plan do you need to combine with Zoom streams to Facebook group? None. There is no plan in the planet that can zoom to Facebook groups the way you used to do it because Mark Zuckerberg is Mark Zuckerberg. I have a whole conversation as to why Facebook did that, but that's not an Ecamm or Zoom situation. Facebook groups is broken because they broke it. They did that on purpose. That was their kuleana. Sorry, I will not use Hawaiian words during this situation. That was their decision and responsibility to break Facebook groups. But you can stream to your Facebook group. You just have to do manually, but we can do it perfectly fine. And you don't have to change your Zoom plan at all. Most people use Ecamm Pro just because it's cool. I do have a video that explains the difference between Pro and Standard. Paul will place that in the link down below for you. Daddy Marie. Bingo, bango, pickly mango. Okay. I've never used Ecamm before, but I want to do a live. Yes, you could do it that quick. I could teach a chimpanzee to use Ecamm in 15 minutes or less. And I taught Paul, so it's very similar. You can do it. You can do it. Boom. How do you know? How do you know? How do you know? Okay, so just making sure Again, I am curious. Yes, you just need the RTMP stream key. That's exactly correct. Let's see. Quick question. Yes, Ecamm can stream to everything on the planet as long as you have a stream key and URL. It turns out pretty much all streaming right now is RTMP. So I do know people that use Ecamm to stream directly to TikTok. You have to be a baller enough on TikTok to have access to the stream key and URL. I don't know what those requirements are, but I think it's somewhere in 100,000 people or so. If you got those requirements and TikTok likes you, they will give you that information. You can use anything to stream to that with the RTMP key and the URL. Yes. Just checking to make sure. Did we miss anything? Okay, so we're back. We are back. Yeah, there you go. That's the reason why you need Pro. See, I knew Paul knew. I've never not used Pro since the time I was a user before I even worked here. So I never use Standard. I have no idea what it is. I have to check the chart every time somebody asks me those questions. Okay, so we're going to go back over to here and I know what I was going to say. That was my question. I totally forgot to ask you guys. How many people are doing, say, a podcast using your content? In your content creation situation, how many are doing podcasts or you like to do interviews? Because I'm going to show you next. But if you don't do that, don't worry. I'll show you some other stuff as well. Okay, so I'm going to take this and hit the pencil and I'm going to turn it into a squircle. That's my favorite. All right, I told you it's my favorite. I'm going to do it about yo big. And watch this. This finger, option key. You can tell I'm pressing the option key because over here on the side, I show you what key I'm pressing. Okay? So with the option key pressed, drag this sideways. Oh my God, how easy is that? Yes, turns out in every Mac program under the sun, basically, if you use the option key to drag something, it will make a copy of it. That's just kind of sort of how Macs work. That's Mac 101. So now what I could do is press on this little text icon here and I can type out my nomenclature. All right, I should learn how to spell my own name. It's my first day with it. All right, so as you can see, that just puts the text on the screen. And again, I can use the mouse to drag corners to embiggen it or unembiggen it, but you can also use the handy dandy scroll wheel. If you got a scroll wheel, you can just use that to embiggen it or unembiggen it. And that is basically how you do it. So I'm going to hit this pencil again. I'm going to make a couple minor adjustments. Hit the edit text. Bring it over here. Comma, DSP. That writes out my whole title because I like it that way. All right, now here's my trick. This is my trick. You do you. I'm going to select my font situation over here to, let's call it 24. Then I'm going to take the first one and I'm going to select it to 36. I like to make the title and then the subtitle off by a degree of one font size. It just works. The math is math. Fonts are weird. A lot of people don't know this. Fonts work in multiples of 8. If you do it that way, it would just almost always be flawless. It has to do with pixel shapes and it's a little complicated, but most fonts are set up where the math of multiple of 8 will work perfectly. Just trust. Don't know why that is. Well, I do know why it is, but I'm not going to explain it because it's mad complicated. Anyway, so you can select the font that you want. Now, here's what I do. As you can see this list, if I'm here, all fonts, this list is crazy, right? That list will get out of hand real quick. So one of the things that I can do, this is not really an Ecamm thing, this is a Mac OS thing. You can make a collection, and I can do Ecamm. Wait, don't type that. Don't press that. Where'd my new collection go? There it is. I can do Ecamm X. I'm going to actually do it backwards because alphabetical order is faster. I can do Capsule X Ecamm. And now here's my brand new collection, right? So I could take any type of font that I recently used and I want to use again. I can select those and drag them into this new collection. And then that way I'd be able to get back to it. If I wanted to be able to use anything inside of here, I could take, this avenue next, and then I can drag it here, and then I'll take the next size over, and I can drag it here. And that allows me to get back to it really, really quickly. So if I press here, now I have those fonts available to me, right? So that's just something for you to know, all right? I'll stick to what I normally do because I have it in my head, sort of. Let's do this one. All right, so we're going to take this line, and I'm going to pick regular, take this line, semi-bold, take this line, and make it one smaller, and I'm going to pick thin because it's just me. Okay, gangster. Bam. So here's my title, and it looks cool, but it needs a background. Okay, so I'm going to do is press on the pencil real quick again, hit the edit, and then I'm going to go to background, and I'm going to select color, right? Click on the crayon box here. Move my crayons to which I can see. I want this to match what I have. So I can use the eyedropper here, and I'm going to select here for that baseline color, and then I'm going to put on the border. I'm going to make my border matchy. Put about 8. Hit on my border color, grab my little crayon here, and select this purple. Bingo. Now we're cooking with Pam. Now we are cooking with Pam. Actually, I want the background color to be a little bit more dope, so let me grab that color. Easy. Done. Now, all right, so I can go ahead and put that there, and then, again, hold the option. Actually, let me do something. I'm going to make this a wee bit smaller, about like that, and I'm going to pull this out to just about 80%. So lock it to the side, figure out about 80%, and then put it in the middle. This is just what I do. This is my style. Hold down the option key, drag it right across. Boom. Now I got my second one. That is there. Paul, I'm not Paul. Send an email to marketing@ecamm.com and just let us know you're in a trial. We'll see what we do to fix you up. Never mind. This is why we keep Paul around. That is super funny. You're so good, Paul. You're so good. Okay, so now we are squared away, and I have everything together. Let me show you something else. Now, remember, I said I closed a bunch of windows. I'm going to put it back the way I normally have it, right? So here on the side, let me show you. This one first is camera switcher. I'll hit that. That brings out my little camera switcher here. Then this one over here is for my overlays. This one is for my sound levels. So I have my sound level down here so I can see what's going on. And then I'm going to bring in my camera effects. I have that here, which I'll show you in a split second. And then I have my sound effects. So over here, I have sound effects. So
Doc and Lou are here to answer.
Right, I can just press anything I can hit you with.
DJ Doc Rock.
Yes, and I can hit you with the air horn. I don't have it plugged in. Let me play. Right, so that's how I normally keep that. And then my comment window where I can see you guys. And then I have an interview link because we can bring people in through interview, or I could bring in the Zoom, in which I could bring people in via Zoom. So to Danny, this is sort of how this would work. If I wanted someone to join me in the Zoom meeting, Danny, all I would need to do is press this new meeting button. And it's thinking right now. Now, you're going to see what I see doubled up. Sorry, it's just how it works. Okay? See, you know what I mean? Because Zoom does that. Here, let me fix this. I'm going to put utility windows not shows up in the front. There we go. So the way Zoom works, right, is that it will just keep showing you the same thing I'm showing you currently, because that's just how it works. However, normally that will be fine. Let me see if I can snatch another camera for a second so it's not as psycho. Grab this one. This one. Nope, didn't work. Let me try another one. Nope. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. None of these work. Okay, only the Ecamm one is biting. Hi ho. All right, I'll just pretend. Okay, so this is a standard issue Zoom window, and everything that you're used to about Zoom already exists inside of here, right? So all I would need to do to invite somebody to this particular showgram is to basically send them a link to this Zoom. So I'm going to do something real quick, and I'm going to copy my invitation link. And if anyone is camera ready, I'm going to send you the link, and you can jump into Zoom. I'm just asking that you have your camera on and have your mic ready to go. And if you happen to have speakers, please put headphones in, because the speaker comes into the mic and it causes an issue. So I'm going to copy the invite link, and I'm going to drop it down right here. And then you can just pop in, and then we'll show you what it looks like. All right. So let's go. Let's go. There we go. There we go. Wow. It's funny when I'm everywhere, because I just want to show you this. I put the comment in here. It goes into the Zoom chat. Then I also get it because I'm Ecamm Live on YouTube at the moment. And then I'm also Deirdre on YouTube at the moment, because I'm streaming to both our channel and the Capsule channel at the same time, and it just works flawlessly. So let me show you. Let's invite some people to the meeting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a couple of kin folks to the meeting real quick. If I hit this person, it says Next Level Nick, and then Next Level Nick shows up right here. And then I'm going to click on Bill and Linda, and then now they're all in the meeting, right? So if I wanted to bring Linda onto my show, I add, and then there's Linda. Let's go and add Bill, and then Bill, turn on your camera. Nick, turn on your camera, and then you'll be good to go. So let's show you. Over here, I am going to make a brand new scene. Bingo. And then I'm going to place in my background scene, which I just stole from somewhere. So I'll show you, this is real cool. I can pick up this background and just drag it to the new scene. Bam, now it's there. So I'm gonna lock that so we don't cause any conniptions. I'm going to drag on my camera. I know that this is gonna be the wrong size, so I'm gonna just go ahead and make it about yo big. Okay, and I'm gonna just use this corner here. Now, how crazy is this? I can pick up Linda from this little box and just drag her in. Oh my God, there she is in her all glory. How you doing, LD? Good to see you. Now, show you another thing. I want to make sure that Nick is my co-host for this thing. And I want to make sure that I know where Nick's going to be when she's supposed to be there. Not like, Nick, where you at? I'm going to be where I'm at. I want to make sure Nick is where Nick is supposed to be. Watch this. Click on this little ellipsis menu here. See these little 3 dots? They look like mochi. Click it, and then go assign to a placeholder. So I'm going to put Nick as guest 1. Now I know where Nick is fitting to be. I'm going to take Linda and put her on guest 2. And I'm going to take Bill and put him on guest 3. Okay, so now in this particular space, it says double click to pick a camera source. I could do that. It's going to bring this box up, and here are my guests. I could also, because Ecamm is cool and it's a Mac program built by Mac people, you can just take this and drag it and let it go, because we're Macs. And the answer to everything in Mac is drag and drop, right? So I can put Nick here. So let's put Nick in the co-host spot. Okay, now I'm going to show you one trick. Hold on, Linda. Don't go nowhere. Do not do anything like weird, like start picking your face, because I'm going to put you right back on camera. I just want to show them, because I think Nick said I couldn't get the, I think Nick said what? Yeah, it was you. Nick said I couldn't get the active Zoom camera thing to work. Hold on, Doc has ADD. Okay, are you related to Carletta or the football playing Crumplers? Dude, two amazing receiver tight end that play NFL ball. Anyway, so watch this trick. Watch this click. I'm going to open up my preferences. It's Command Comma in every Mac program in the planet, including Ecamm. I'm going to go over here to what is known as the Zoom tablature. There is an option that says include active speaker camera. And that says when I'm talking, use active camera A. Now you can see your man's got a bunch of cameras over here. I can select any camera to be my camera when I'm speaking in Zoom. For this particular case, I'm going to use A. And I'm going to show you why this works in a second. So let me close this. Bing, come back out. Down here in the bottom of my camera switcher, I have something that says Zoom active speakers. Okay, so Nick, you're going to have to unmute yourself for this here real quick. And same with you, Linda. Actually, Linda, you unmute yourself first, and then I'm going to show you why. Because if I drag this guy in, pooyow, click on the pencil, and I'm going to select custom because this is just how I design things. I'm weird. I'm going to put that right next to us, and I'm going to bring this out to about X big. Why? Because I need space for the comment. Now, I'm going to hit on Command Option K. Actually, let me not teach you shortcut keys yet. Y'all going to have a head explosion. in the overlay menu, I have something here that says add a placeholder comment overlay, right? And it's Command Option K, Option Command. Apple, flip it back around, dang it. Some of us been using this Mac stuff since black and white. You guys are killing me. Anyway, it's Option Command K, and that's what I did there. So by doing that Option Command K, I can put my comment right there. Look, everything just lines up so nicely, and it just teases my sweet little Virgo heart. So now when a comment comes in, I can go like this. Okay, so now Linda, if you will, how are you doing today, Linda?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic.
Bingo, bango, pickle, mango. You seen that? It just works.
Wow.
It just works. It just works. So Nicole, you did something crazy, but hey, we will fix it. Before you have to start this challenge, we will fix it because it should just be automatic. So you can try to say something now, see what happens.
Right in the middle of a giant lightning storm, but it hasn't taken me off air yet. So glad to be here. Thanks, Doc, for all your help today.
Thank you. Thank you. I love your rock statue thing in the back. In Hawaii, people go to the mountains and they build those all the time. It's a call to the ancestors. It's to get your chakras aligned. Nick, does your mic work? Your head and your mic is not the same. There you go. See, like.
Yes. Yes, it does work.
Look at that. Look, you guys are good. You guys are good. So you guys are already set up. See? And so Danny was here earlier. And again, Danny, just to show you how amazing it is with Zoom, people are already used to Zoom. And they're like, well, I've been thinking about the Ecamm thing, but the Ecamm gives you so much more because what they can see in Zoom. Now, what I don't have currently, which I'll fix in a second, is I will spotlight myself in Zoom, spotlight for everyone. And then now they're able to see what I'm showing here in my demo mode. And if I pop this off, now we look like we just have a regular meeting. So if we were doing something and this was, kind of a training or something of that nature, the people in the gallery who I've given permission to come as an active speaker, they would be there. Nick and I would be like the coaches, and then we would yell at them. Motivate them. So super cool. So very easy to do. And again, if we were doing our podcast, let me show you. I think we had something set up here where it would be like, okay, you get to be Jeannie for a second. Or like I could put, I think this scene is locked. That's why that didn't work. Yeah, the camera's locked. If I unlock the camera here, I have, where is it at? Cameras. So right now it has a little lock icon next to it. So that's going to cause the next camera to go on top. But if I were to unlock that, then I could switch it out. right? And then we can see the top of Bill's head because I know what Bill's looking at over there. Bill is ordering a pizza, right? So as long, and again, by having it locked, I can make sure that we don't accidentally mess anything up. So very, very easy to get in here and do this kind of thing. Now I'm going to tell you guys a little pro tip. Here's what I do. For my particular content situation, I am live twice a week on my personal channel, right? And on my personal channel, I'm coaching people how to do YouTube stuff. And basically, I just yell at people to give them, stop making excuses and create content. Linda knows this about me. So what I do is for my paid members, I let them hang out in the Zoom room. And then I'm talking to everyone here. And then if one of them wants to pipe up during the Q&A and ask a question, I can flip over to a scene like such and then allow that person to come on and ask a question. And myself and right now my co-host Mary Lou, we can go through their process and sort of explain to them what's going on, so forth, so on, etc. Now, one of the things we said about the active speaker camera, this big one here is I have it selected for camera A. So watch this trick. I can actually take camera C and put it back to my same camera. On this particular one, I'm going to click on the camera effects window and bring it to where you guys can see. And I'm going to zoom this in and put it like right, like you're getting in trouble, kind of yelled at. And then I'm going to go to say my black and white situation, and then I'll make it black and white. So I have one physical camera over here. Technically I have four, but we're going to ignore that. I have one physical camera, but I have this particular camera set up as the I have to tell you something important camera. So now what I can do, don't disappear it, put it back where it came from. Okay, I can go into my preferences and I can say, make the active camera camera C. And so now, whenever I'm talking, it should be active C. Hey, switch. Oh, maybe it has to switch once. Try to say something, Nick.
Boom. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. It still didn't work.
Okay.
It should have switched over to C. I don't know why I didn't, but I'll fix that later. But basically, yes, you can set that active camera up so that it grabs a different particular camera. Or we might have it set up where it doesn't pull, the same camera. It might not pull the effects, which kind of makes sense. So what I would do is just take one of my other cameras and face it at me so you just have a different look. So you know what I mean? You could change it up. I normally set it up to where it's my overhead, and my overhead is upside down today. But I normally have it so that when I'm here, because I might be showing you how to do something. And so while I'm talking to you, you can see my hands. And when someone asks a question, their face would take over. But then when I'm back to talking to you, you can see my hands. So normally if I'm setting up a camera or showing somebody a new piece of tech, like I'll have the tech in my hands and I'm kind of showing it to them here and I'm talking them through that there. And then of course, because of my camera effects window, I can actually put it the right way. Too many clicks, Doc. So yes, I can have it the right way and I can be showing this person this piece of tech and sort of explaining to them why the Osbot Tiny 2 Lite is one of the sickest webcams in the business right now, because it is 4K with a one and a half inch sensor. So it's actually super clean. But yeah, that's what that sort of picking a different active camera can do for you. So again, cool setup, very nice way to do this. And again, super easy to go in and do things. Let me check in the chat, make sure no one's asking crazy. Paul, can you please share information about setting up separate cameras on Ecamm that goes between the front profile and the side profile? Do not want to see Paul's side profile. I'm joking. Yes, I can touch on that. It's super. It literally is just adding another camera overlay. So for instance, let me plug in an additional camera here, because then it'll make more sense. Since I have this guy, I'll just plug this guy in. All right, I have a cable here. But yes, it is really a matter of just selecting a different camera and setting it up. And we will play however many cameras your computer can see. My current setup is I have 4 HDMI cameras available to me, and then I have 2 or 3 USB cameras. That is kind of going to be dependent on your computer and how fancy you make your computer. It is completely up to you. But I'm going to put this little guy right here, and then I will select him in over here. Let's find the tiny. Boom. He's awake. And then I'll just embiggen my big old head. Let's make it like such. And then it's a matter of just dragging it in there. Oh, the scene is locked. I'll just use this big one over here. Oh, this scene is probably locked too. I'll use the one I just built because it is not locked. Oh, yeah, you did it backwards. There you go. So, yeah, you can easily just put it, and I can look at people. It really is just, again, Ecamm can see whatever cameras your computer can see. And yes, and by all means, we are 108.5 carry to 1% Mac only. That is our intention. There's a lot of reasons for that, but I definitely have people who are PC people that buy a Mac specifically to stream with and have Ecamm on that for the simple reason that it's a dedicated tool. It basically just works. It's super, super easy to do. And yeah, so don't get scared because of that. All right. So Danny says, logistically speaking, can you preset settings so it's the same every time? All day, every day. I do this. This is how we do it. We set ourselves up. That's what the placeholder cameras are for. So, for instance, if we were making a new situation here, and then again, I will just go and grab this profile here and drop it on new. So, Danny, to your point, one of the reasons why you have profiles set up is so that you can put things back in order. So before I show you this, let me do another thing, which is crazy. I just built this, and this just works. In this particular case, I'm going to put my face back over here because I don't like talking to the side of my head, and I'm going to put Nick over here. This is my interview situation, and I absolutely love it. I have it dialed in. I don't want to mess with it. Here's a couple things you can do. I could take this scene. First, I'm going to go Doc and Nick, because anybody that uses more than 3 letters is making your life complicated. Okay, cool. He's crazy. I just want y'all to know I am not normal. My mama dropped me on my head when I was a small wee lad, so it happens, man. And then today, Nick, you get to be Rock because it's just shorter. All right? So, Danny, I got this set up. I want to make sure that I use this all the time. I can just grab this scene and drag it to the desktop like that, and it's going to hurt me for 5 minutes to stare at an icon on my desktop. But let's just say I was starting a whole brand new show, and I accidentally deleted that scene. Boom. There. Oh, wait, what happened? All I have to do, double click it, and then boom, back, just like that. So simple. Right. Now, let's say I'm super crazy, and actually I do this. I'm going to take this untitledly folder right here, and I'm going to put it right about where I can reach it. I'm going to take this whole setup and drag all of this. Bam. Okay, it's backed up. Somebody said to me the other day, how come Ecamm doesn't have an automatic backup function built in? And I said, okay, because how more automatic is that? I mean, that's kind of simple, right? That's kind of simple. But wait, there's more. For $19.99 extra, I'm joking, for absolutely free. Let me get rid of these, move these to the trash. I'm going to take you one step further. I have all of these guys in this folder. I could take this whole folder and just drop it like it's hot. Snoop Dogg. And now it's all in there, right? So even if I was to do something crazy during a show, it's like just make a new blank scene. And let's just say I deleted my entire show while I was live because, I don't know, I was stupid, right? Let's just say I accidentally deleted my entire show while I was live. All I got to do, double click this. Pap, pap, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, put the show back. It's good to go. Now we are exactly how we was prior to the party not working straight. You see what I mean? So everything in there, all of the scenes, all of the setups, my prizes, like it's all back in here. Exactly how I had it. I could even go as far as to drag it back to the top of the list and then get back in the building. And then I'll put me and Nick back over here. Bingo. Done. So, yes. No, still, there's one more because we're like Apple and there's one more thing. All right. Under profile, you can say export the current profile. I could take this, export the current profile, copy it to a thumbstick, go to an entirely different state, steal somebody else's Mac, insert that stick, install Ecamm, double click it, bingo, bango, pickle, mango. My show is my show. You good to go. Couple things that won't go necessarily, certain fonts. So put the fonts on the stick too, because it's kind of illegal to package and move fonts around because a lot of fonts are paid. So just make sure you have them on the stick as well. So I'll show you. This is what I do. Okay. See, Danny asked Doc a favorite question, and this is a pet peeve of mine because people always tell me that they screwed up their shows, and then it's like, I don't know how to get it back. And I'm like, that's a you problem, pimp, because I would have backed my stuff up. I don't know how you roll. I'm going to tell you how I roll. So let me show you how this is done. I got a folder here called Ecamm Media Library, and then I'll use, these are a couple different shows that I use. So I use the Ecamm show. I have my animations, my background, my fonts, my images, mechanicals I'll explain to you later, any movie files I might use, any PDFs I might use, and profiles, because I can export the current profile from here. Just go bingo, export, give it a second. I'm going to drop it on the desktop for a splitsies. As much as I hate this, get over there. It's on the desktop, and let's just call it this Danny asked. Bingo. Okay, bam. I can take this profile, put it right there, and then all I got to do is drop it in that folder. Now it's clean, right? Any scenes that I need, any sound effects. So I have all my sound effects in here. So boom, you know what it sounds like. And then I have any sounds and music I might have. It's Christmas season music. We're not going to do that. It's way too early for that because once it starts, you got like a month of that mess to get on your nerve. Any websites that I might need, I got all of them in here. These are all take me to, because people ask me all the time, what is that app you use to make your keystrokes pop up? Boom. Like, how do I keep my color bar right here on the side so I can get my brand colors without even thinking about it, right? That's it. I have all of these things in one particular place. So if there was fixing to be a tsunami in Hawaii and I had to grab all of my stuff and go, I would just take that folder, which by the way is backed up to the cloud, and I could do my show. If I get kidnapped tomorrow, I could do my show from the basement of Jeffrey Dahmer. Like, I'm square. Like, it's so simple because we make it easy. So there's the point. Boom. Good question, Danny. You can also present yourself by becoming active in the active speaker box, but going to Ecamm preferences and unlock, include Zoom and active speaker. Yes, thank you, Paul. Boom, boom, boom. And then somebody just said what I said way shorter. I'm assuming that's Katie. Yo, Dick, you just became the new co-host, whether you like it or not. You part of this. You're in the building. Yes, the Zoom integration is so good because it makes it so you technically already know what to do. One of the reasons why we fought so hard to get that Zoom integration is the old interview way was technically simple. It was just a Chrome link, but the familiarity of Zoom makes people feel better, and that makes it easier for you as a host. When you send them something new like a Chrome link, which is basically like going to a Google Chrome Meet or something of that. Not Google Chrome Meet. What is it called? Google Meet or Google Hangout. Very similar, but people's brains just could not automatically connect that. So yes, Paul brings up a very valid point. So if you are a Swiss Army streamer like myself and you have multiple streams, it is very good. That's not English. It is very helpful that you set up a profile for every single stream, okay? So I'll show you my long list again so that you guys can panic. My list is psycho. I have my LGL stream, the Ecamm demo, from Amazon Live, recording our podcast, Cost of Flow. If I'm training the affiliates, I had one that I set up, I never deleted, was the affiliate training for Cyber Weekend, which was last year. This was for a conference. I had a very particular stream look for a conference. It was using their branding, their badging, similar to how we're doing now. I have master classes when I'm teaching for Final Cut. I'm a Final Cut Pro instructor, so I have Final Cut Pro. I got my IG lives. I have one for LinkedIn. This is me playing around, standard podcast. And then one I do to two tutorials called They Don't Read, because Doc is heavy. Please read the manual, people. Why you buy some expensive stuff and not read the manual? What's wrong with y'all? Anyway. You ever see somebody with a Porsche they can't drive? Yeah, it's like that. It's like that. So I'm hearing 2 feeds sound when you do the joint meeting. That is a you thing, Bill. You have a stream open and also the Zoom meeting. So if you ever hear doubles and you hear me doubling, then you're listening to something twice. If you hear yourself doubling, then you have 2 microphones connected. That is an easy way to suss that out. But since Bill brought it up, let me show you guys down here. This is also super handy. The reason why we have this sound levels guy is, let me zoom in. If I'm talking, this is the only thing that should move. Now, Nick, tell us about your favorite type of pizza and watch this.
My favorite type of pizza is Hawaiian. I'm an island girl, so anything with pineapples is my jam.
Okay, never say that when you come to visit me. Okay? It is fighting words in Hawaii. Everybody else calls it a Hawaiian pizza. Before I got here, I'm from New York, I too called it a Hawaiian pizza. Come to Hawaii and say that, and we would take you to a volcano and drop you in. Slapping pineapples on the pizza does not make it Hawaii. Anyway, but you see what happened? When Nick is talking, it comes in through the Zoom guest line. Now, if her talking also made my Rodecaster Duo line move, that would produce double audio to the people, right? That's when you guys would hear what you guys call echo, a professional sound person and pedantic individual like myself will call slapback. That is because the sound would be piping through multiple channels back to that person. So if you ever in a situation and you hearing twice, just look at this sound levels. It is telling you the answer. It is telling you that my sound and Nick's sound would both be coming through the Zoom guest or the interview guest and the Rodecaster, and that should never happen. Only one should move when it goes. So if I were to press a noise like this.
Hey there, LGL family.
See, only the sound effects moves. You shouldn't see double things moving. If you see 2 things moving, then you got a problem. Okay, so there's that. That is a very good question. Bill, I'm glad you brought it up. I think that's where I went wrong. I didn't specify the camera. There you go. Oh, you mean in the Zoom preference, right? So yes, again, Command Comma brings up preferences. That's a good one to remember because you're going to use it a lot. When you hear, make sure you select a particular camera so that becomes, so going back to where I was saying before, actually my tilt air is not working. Where's my tiny? I could put my tiny as my extra camera. And if we were to go to that scene, where'd I put it? So now that should work. Why are you being weird? My active camera is not working today. Oh, maybe because I did that. See, you're right. I had the wrong one. You have to select the active camera. So now say something, Nick.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
See, there you go. So when I did this particular one, I put the camera there instead of the active speaker there. That's what I did wrong. So be careful of that. Make sure you have your active speaker camera as your active speaker camera. Boom. All right. So we kind of covered this, but I'll cover it again just because it's important. Scenes are your room. Overlay is the furniture. That simple, right? If you have a bunch of furniture and no room to put it in, you need a big truck. So if the scenes is how I am taking one shot of one dude with a large head, a blank slate to put something on, a shot of myself, my co-host, and someone from the Zoom who's actively speaking, a shot of myself and my co-host. These are my scenes. This box that you see Nick in and the lower third down here, these are overlays. Overlays can be turned on and off in the particular scene. So it's just, think of it just like here we are in Fair of Verona where we lay our scene. Two lovers, star-crossed, whatever. Let me mess up my Shakespeare. Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. Those are scenes. There you go. Change the camera. I just drag and drop. It's a Mac program. You just pick it up and move it. You can also click on the pencil here, and then there is this long, you won't have this long list of cameras, but you can just take any camera here and just select it. Now, this is a good question. But so let me show you this. You notice how I have here at the top camera A, B, C, D, E, and then Zoom active speaker? Technically, on all sources, I can see all the individual cameras. But going back to Danny's point earlier about making it replicatable, we assign a placeholder camera. So by me putting my guest 1 on camera D and my guest 2 on camera E, I could even add a placeholder camera, which would be F, which I will set to guest 3. This way, whenever I do a show that's using this particular profile, I know who I put where and what they mean. So it is the easiest way to get back, because sometimes, especially with capture cards or some of the hardware you plug in order to let a camera be a camera, the Mac will shuffle it when it reboots, or there'll be an update and it will move Nick to like 1 and Linda to like 5, and you just be all scrambled, and so your things are messed up. So that's why I use the letter side as opposed to just calling it by its physical name. Decklink Quad 1, 2, 3, 4, Tiny, all these other cameras I have. I'd let it go by the letter because I can easily just select the drop down and reassign. So if I needed to reassign Linda to camera B, it's just a matter of picking it up and just making her be camera B. So that's the reason why I do it that way. Paul covered that again. Flo is in the building. How are you doing? How do I get backgrounds like the one you're using? Design it. That's basically it. I'm going to say that one came from probably Canva. I'm not sure who designed that one. It may have been Ash or something. But yeah, you can completely get backgrounds anywhere. One of the coolest places to get background nowadays is this dude named Chad. You can be like, Chad, I need you to make me a background of this, and it will just do. All right, somebody mentioned overlays.uno. So let me show you that because that is cool. I think that might have been Katie. Overlay.uno is the absolute business. And my friend Yolanda is here. Hi, Yolanda. Again, Yolanda and I are going to be friends for about 3 more weeks, and then football season start, and I will not talk to her until February. We will be persona non grata because she's the Ravens and I'm the Raiders. It's the wrong R. Danny says, I have been converted. I need to purchase a MacBook. Now, Danny, before you go buying a MacBook, make sure you go into the challenge group and between myself and Daniel and kind of tell us what your show looks like. Maybe give us a sample of your show so that we can recommend the right speed and stuff so you don't have any problems. But I legit just came from a conference where we were using the original October 2020 Mac Mini M1s, and we were able to do everything that these people need to do for their very simple podcast. If you start to get crazy and you want to do all kind of weird stuff, like, you got magic or something going on, we might need some different things, but just come and speak to us. Oh, I forgot something important, and I must show you this because Eden is here. Not just because Eden is here, but I want to show you something that this is very, very good. Okay, so I'm going to grab this right here. I'll be back, Nick. Don't run away. All right, this is my phone. Why do I show you my phone? Because I can take this phone and just legit plug it directly into Ecamm with the cable. I'm going to use this phone because it's nicer. Actually, it's an older model, but I just have it set up properly. Oh, I see. Never mind. This is USB-C. I need to use this phone. I can plug it in and open up a camera and call it a day. So I'm going to switch over. I'm going to open up Blackmagic Camera app, make my Face ID. All right. So just by plugging this phone in means I don't even have a camera yet. I wasn't prepared to do this, and then Ecamm and Capsule dragged me into this thing. So I come over here and I'm gonna see Doc's 15 PM. This is my 15 Pro Max. This is my camera, and I'm gonna hit start, and then bing. Second, and then there is my face. Oh, don't pass through. You see that? Bill, remember I said only one line should be moving at a time? And now you hear more than one? I can hit mute, and now that problem is solved. Or I can turn off playthrough, and now that problem is solved. Right? I'll just use mute because it's safer. Okay. Now, I can take this camera here and drop it on so you can see, and then swipe up a little bit, and it's gone. Now, this particular camera is my pro camera, so I use this thing. The reason what the red specks are for is to let me know that's what's in focus. But I just want you to know that you could absolutely just use a phone as your camera. Now, normally, instead of doing it this way, I will take you one step cooler. There is an application which is known as Camo, which Eden happens to work there. So if you see her in the Facebook group, you can ask her. And this is iOS beta 18, so hopefully Camo's not broken. But I can open Camo, and this allows me to use this phone as a camera wirelessly back to my computer. So just by opening Camo Studio, which is the application that's that you run in your Mac in order to make it work, I can then in turn select this iPhone as a camera. So if you don't have a cute, fancy camera and you still want to do all of this stuff, stop asking me questions, Eden. I can come into this Camo situation and I can select my camera and use this as a camera for this particular setup. So I'm not going to mess with it at the moment because this is on beta and it might break something, and I don't want to break this stream. But anybody in the group, if you have a question about Camo and how you can use that, because I want to use my phone, then let me know. And again, we just did a conference in Atlanta where we set 20 booths up, and all of the booths were just using phones, and everybody was quite amazed at how beautiful your phone camera can look. So you don't have to go out and get a brand new camera if you have any phone from like iPhone 11 forward or Samsung 7s. I don't use those words. 7 something, Galaxy 7, whatever forward, you'll be kind of cute. Anything from Galaxy 7 forward or iPhone 11 forward, maybe 10, plug it in. It'll just work. And also those of you guys who need to present things from an iPad, you can do the same thing. Plug in an iPad, get your little pencil out, and you can go to town and write on your iPad, and it will just show up in Ecamm. Ecamm will just read it. Now, as far as types of cameras, most of these modern mirrorless guys have a USB hole on the side, and all you need to do to make it work with Ecamm is plug it in. So let's provide this battery as works. I can take that, plug it into this little Sony right here, and then turn it on. And Sony will say, take off the lens cap, you dork. And then it says, do you want to send this with a USB? And I just say yes. And then the Sony will just show up. And then so please extend the lens, bingo, bango. Yes, I want to be USB. And then it should be good to go. So again, the Sony will just show up in the chat, not in the chat. Man, he cannot speak English today. Did it show up? Did it show up, Sony? Let me do that again. Turn the camera on and off. It didn't like the fact I didn't have the lens extended. There you go. Then plug it in. Bingo. It says streaming quality has been updated. And then I'll say yes. And it complained about my cable. But there's the Sony right there. And, you know, Sony has the best autofocus in the world. But if you're dock and you do everything with manual focus, then you got issues. There you go. There you go. Let's leave that. There you go. So if you have a camera that you use as your sort of vacation camera, 9 times out of 10, it's just a USB cable away. So you don't have to go get crazy. You don't have to buy anything fancy or whatever. Boom. John, I am hard of seeing. You use a monitor with the resolution set to 1920 by 1080, and then you use the same zoom button I use because I can zoom into anything. It's built into your Mac. It's part of Mac OS. It's under assistance because it's made for people who are hard of seeing. So if I really wanted to, I could go all the way down here like this, and then we can go crazy. So yeah. Look, we can put it and just look at Eden and ask her why does she like the 76ers when the Celtics are the world champions again. Paul answered it. Paul fixed it. Nope. I refuse. We do have a couple people in the Ecamm community. Martin has profiles that he shares to people. No, mine are my brand. You don't get to be me. So... But Martin's cool. If you join the Ecamm Facebook group, Martin McKenna, lovely Scottish guy, you can tell by the accent, and he has lots of profiles that you can download and start playing with today, and he's really, really good at it. But mine are cute because I designed them. This one I didn't design, though. Anna and Forza designed this, and they teach how to do it every week on their own show, which Paul did put a link in the chat. Mommy Lala is here. Okay, that's exactly what I just said. Okay, I will, again, check out Martin, check out Live Streaming Pros. We have a bunch of people in the Ecamm community that does this. I highly suggest, though, don't take them at face value. I highly suggest you modify them a little bit because otherwise all the streams look the same. And that's a thing with one of the other softwares that's similar to us. I always know when it's them because nobody ever changes the default profile. And then you don't want to look like everybody else. You want to look like you. So, boom. So good. Lala, no. I'm not listening to you guys. And Bill is making fun. I do say bingo, bango, pickle, mango. You can embiggen it in the app. There's correct. Oh, thank you. See, somebody already covered that. Martin is the dead guy. Well, that's a secret. Stevie, hey, thanks a lot. Boom, 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 boom. I think some of Martin's are free. Some of them are paid. Just jump in the Ecamm Facebook group. They're all in there. Okay, Daddy, everyone who says last question is never really the last question. So let's go, Daddy. Let's go. Let's see what she got here. Say we hire a producer to work behind the scenes. Yes. Okay, watch this. Okay, Linda, I need you and Nick again. I'm going to disappear. I'm going to be a remote producer. Okay, so let's do this real quick. And let's just pretend that Linda called me and then Nick called me and I'm just back here. Okay, so welcome to the Linda and Nick Rock Show. These guys are twin sisters. So I would just be back here, Danny, running the comments, right? Checking everybody's audio. Like I'd have my thing here. So this is basically remote producer. You can completely do this. Katie, who is running the Ecamm chat right now, is completely, when we do our show on Tuesdays, Katie and I are on the screen. Luis is in the back. And then what Luis does is he makes a tiny little camera about yo big that he can pop up, and he calls it a producer camera. He normally puts it at the corner, and then he'll take that camera and put it on a hotkey. So, for instance, right now it says showing all current scenes, but what I can do is move it up to there, and then I'm going to give the hotkey P for producer camera. And then so should something come up, ladies, we got a question from the audience. Can you say happy birthday to K-Walk Comedy? And then I can just, you know what I mean? So, Danny, you can absolutely, hello, English, you can absolutely do remote production this way. I tell people in the Ecamm community, the minute you find yourself like 60, 70% proficient at Ecamm, start remote producing. Number one, it covers the cost for everything you're ever going to need as a content creator, because there's always somebody that needs remote producing. Number two, people bug us every day. Do you guys have any producers? And we only have a handful. So I need some of y'all to get your confidence up and start remote producing, because trust me, we get hit up every single day in email. Can you guys produce? Because now a lot of businesses have to do streams and they just don't have the people. So they always recommending that we put stuff. And Bill is swearing at us, Yolanda, because he went NFC on us. You believe that? You believe that? All right. Yes, Ali is correct. The MacBook Air doesn't have enough thermal management for what we sort of tell people you need. So yeah, kind of avoid that. Other than that, you're pretty good. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see. Okay, we're excited to get to know all of you better during the challenge. I hope you signed up so we can, yes, and we can play together and practice together. And now you started Kathy, so she's talking about them Eagles again. Oh, yes, and Eden says the app does work for Android too. That's correct. Who had an Android in here? So I can know who not to be friends with. It's Danny. Danny causing trouble again. Okay, let's see. This is cool. Thank you, everyone. By the way, if you have any last minute questions, please drop them in. I want to make sure that we get everybody covered. I will be living in the group. I got a little sleeping bag with a Facebook binger in it. I'm going to be hanging out so that way you're able to talk to. This particular Sony was plugged in via just a USB cable to show people the simplicity. I have a complicated setup with the Decklink Quad. That would be the HDMI cable. That cable is hanging over there. So right now I'm using it with the USB because I just wanted to show that the USB does work. Ooh. Man, you automatically know. It just got released today, so this is a Mach 1. But trust me, the Mach 2 is... Actually, this is a ZVE 1, but the Mach 2 is already... I put in my email to Ken. Yes, it's just a USB cable away. Yo, that should be a shirt, Eden, for sure. It should just be a shirt, because that totally works. We will see anybody else. Here's Martin's graphics packs. Okay, so... somebody asked that question earlier about getting those profiles. Make sure you check out Martin's packs. And again, Martin is very, very active in the Ecamm Facebook community. So you can ask him questions specifically, or if you have ideas, it will come to you. Bill, that's a secret. Don't tell people about that. They'll find out over the next 31 days how bad it really is. Hey, that was supposed to be just for me, but I just snitched on Nick. So email marketing@ecamm.com, Nick, so Katie and I can put you in our list of names. That was Katie, screenshot that one because I wasn't supposed to snitch on Nick, but I did. My bad. It has big, gigantic box. Direct message means don't snitch on Nick. Oops. Hey, it's my buddy Wendy. What is up? What is up? Yes, we have lots of folks that can help you. Let's put you in contact with Daniel or Rabbi David. We'll get you squared away, Wendy. I got your email address. There you go. See, Al says he got you, Boom. Good to go. Yeah. Wendy's not really in the community, Katie, but I will link her up with Daniel and David and see who can help her out. She's awesome. She's really cool. We need to be friends with her. Man, I just came back from Atlanta, so my brain is completely messed up right now. It's like almost 6:30 in Atlanta right now, so you know my head is messed up. There's Tony. Just checking to make sure you guys don't have any last-minute questions. We want to get you squared away before I get out of here. And then boom, boom, boom. Wendy, within a week, you'll be past me. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate you. Just making sure we're all covered. All right, gang. So listen, I think we got it. All I wanted to tell you as a reminder, the challenge is for you to get good. The challenge is to help you break through the fear and the worry and just get it going. So absolutely, absolutely. First of all, make sure you're signed up for both the trials. And the reason why you want to do that is because, again, you can get a badge just for signing up for both of the trials, right? So you already get your first badge just for being an active Ecamm user and a trial capsule, or a trial Ecamm and a trial capsule, or an active user of both, or active capsule user and a trial of Ecamm. As long as you got both of them things on your machine some kind of way, which way or form, you can get that first badge. But he who has the most prizes has the most badges. So we'll be going through and we'll be calling out winners when we do our wrap-ups. Jeannie and I are going to be live all the time. We are going to basically live in the Facebook group, myself and some of our moderators. So if you have questions about Ecamm, by all means, please dive in. Don't forget, tomorrow, same bad time, same bad channel, we are going to be doing the same thing, but for how to use Capsule. I hope they're way smoother than me. As you can tell, I just do this. I have fun. Like I don't put messages from Eden on there. I don't take it too serious, right? I just try to have fun, and I never really worry about if there's going to be a mistakes or anything of that nature. There's going to be mistakes. I just want you to know right away. You are going to break something. You're going to make some mistakes, and all you're going to do is just get back up and call it a day. So there's that. Well, it turns out in order to do a Ecamm / capsule 21-day challenge, you got to have both. That's the way it works. So make sure you go and jump on, grab the trial, and then you'll see. Okay? We're going to cover that fully tomorrow. Yes, Katie said that. Katie said we're going to have a whole capsule breakdown tomorrow. And yes, please don't sleep on the prizes. You don't even know. These are going to be good. Some of you guys are like, I would make more content if I had one of X. Well, you might get one of X if you do the challenge, correct? Just saying. I'm just saying. Thank you, Daddy. Daddy at all. Again, if you just reach out in the Facebook group, if you have questions, especially let us know what your show looks like in that, so that between myself, Daniel, maybe Paul, we can make sure we get the right Mac if you're going to jump in and grab yourself a Mac. Trust me, you will love every second of it. It is so good. I have people in the community who are hardcore PC users that use the Mac for the streaming side because it's just way simpler. It absolutely is simpler. So let's get you squared away. And yeah, just have fun. Guys, we're here. We're here to break stuff. We're here to have fun. We're here to shake off all the excuses and just create something cool. So let me see if I can find this real quick. I'm going to put this here. Nope, that wasn't the one I was looking for. This one. Oh, no, there you go. I got to give a round of applause to my assistants today. You guys are very good. Thank you so much. Linda is also ordering DoorDash. What are you ordering? That is it. That is it. Guys, I will see you. You will see all of me for the next 21 days. You're going to be so sick of me. You're going to be like, oh my God, send that dude somewhere. But meanwhile, we're going to have a blast. So just make sure you're paying attention to the Facebook group and just get out there and create some cool stuff. I can't wait to see what you guys create. The funnest thing about these challenges to me is where two users who didn't know each other, say the day we start this, and then I see you guys doing content stuff together. that is always the win for me. We had a challenge event, and now a group got together and they built an entire podcast just from meeting each other in a challenge, and they just wrapped up their first season of their podcast, and they met at a challenge like this, and they're now amazing homies. This is the things that I like to see. So I can't wait to see what gets created. And it's going to be Bill and Yolanda talking about the Eagles and the Ravens, both of which substandard teams. Okay, anyway, I am out of here, people. I appreciate you. You can find me everywhere, all over the internet at Doc Rock. You can also hit me up. I'm Doc at Ecamm. To make sure you don't get missed, because I am a horrible emailer, do marketing at Ecamm, and that way Katie and Caleb can see as well. And they'll be like, hey, Doc Dummy, you forgot this one. Me and email. I don't like email. I like to talk to people, actual people. So I can't wait to see you guys, and we will get you straightened out. And Bill, take your question that you put a second ago. Make sure you send that to us at marketing@ecamm.com so we can get you situated. And again, we will see you when we get out of here. I appreciate you guys. You guys abso-freaking-lutely rock. Thank you so much. Bingo. Don't forget your prizes.